everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. Started. Why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Yo, what's up, people? What the hell? Why is my hair sticking out like that? Okay, let me fix that real quick. Make that look a little bit better. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode. This is the second last episode of the week already. You know, sadly, very short week for us over here for the streaming schedule, but still very active schedule. Nevertheless, we had so many movers today. The market going to the upside, getting a little bit of a relief, but then that getting reversed from the 10 o'clock number, the jolts number giving a jolt to the market and shocking it to the downside, but managed to still hold some of the gains later on. Obviously, those gains got sold off again, but the market gave you opportunities nevertheless. You even got opportunities on some of the stocks that we planned for last night, such as Zscaler, Asana. Those were the two of the names that even GitLab, three names that I talked about on stream for quite a bit, and all of them played out exactly as planned. So more opportunities today. We're gonna talk about GitLab and them again, but more so the stocks that reported today after hours. How did they report? How can we take advantage on those names? And how can we keep on adding to our nice little green streak, our nice little winning streak over here that we've been continuing with. So starting with names such as C3AI, HPE. I'm just taking a nice little cheat at the watch list over here. C3AI, HPE. I also got some small cap. It's not really small cap, but really low price names also in the watch list today. But they're not. I don't think they're small cap. They're not. We'll check if they're small cap or not. We got some of those names in there. Some of the names that reported all the way last week also on the watch list. So lots of names for us to talk about. So why don't we go right to the full screen before we do that? Let's say hello to our viewers in the chat. We got Dieter on stonks.com. We got TH and Dieter on the YouTube website right now. Looks like that's all we got at the moment. Shout out to you guys for coming in nice and early. We'll see when Victoria comes in, when Momo and everyone else starts to roll in. But we're gonna get the party started. they're gonna miss out on some of the juicy fun stuff over here, starting with names such as C3AI, as I just mentioned, HPE, ChargePoint. I don't really want to ChargePoint, but we'll take a look at it. I also have CXM Sprinkler on the watch list for us to keep an eye on. NIO reporting tomorrow pre-market, and Broadcom, AVGO, the semiconductor name. Right now, if you've been watching the semiconductor names, especially the king of semiconductors, who apparently recently got a subpoena from the DOJ, but then also came out and said that they did not get a subpoena from the DOJ. So all kinds of craziness happening right now in the semiconductor market, and with another semiconductor name coming out with the earnings report tomorrow after hours. Possibly a good thing to keep an eye on. I think AVGO also recently had its stock split, so they're trading at a much lower price than previously they used to be trading at. So that's also an advantage for us to take on that stock once they do report, to see if they get bullish, if they get weak. How do they set up for us to take advantage on the day trade perspective? For that, tune in tomorrow, 8 o'clock. That'll be the first name on the watch list, along with other names such as Pat, Samsara, DocuSign also on the board there, Planet. I remember talking about Planet quite a bit in my previous streams. So Planet, we'll take a look at that. Zoomies, wow, that's a store that I haven't been there in a while. Usually, I used to shop at Zoomies back when I was in high school, but not anymore. So that's a name I haven't heard in a while, but they report apparently on Thursday also after hours. Some of the names that we'll possibly keep an eye on. Why don't we start off with C3AI, as they reported after hours today. C3AI, bring in Benzinga. Also, I'll pull up the charts here real quick while I'm at it. Okay. Let's go. C3AI reported revenue of 87.2 million, up 21% year over year. The revenue figure beats consensus estimates of 86.9 million, not by much. Subscription revenue was 73.5 million in the first quarter, up 20%. Subscription revenue made up 84% of the company's total revenue in the first quarter. The company reported a loss of 5 cents per share in the first quarter, beating estimates of a loss of 13 cents per share. We had a solid start to the fiscal year with the rising demand for enterprise AI in our 6th consecutive quarter, accelerating revenue growth. Okay, buddy, chill out. Nobody knows what you guys even do. In the first quarter, the company closed 71 deals, which included 52 pilots. The closed agreement figure was up 122% year over year. The company said it expanded its geographical footprint with 25 deals closed with municipal, county, and state agencies across various states. New agreements in the quarter came from several well-known companies and organizations, including Dolce & Gabbana, Ingersoll Rand, GSK, Valero, Swift, Sanofi, the U.S. intelligence community, and the U.S. Department of Defense. The company's federal business represented 30% of the booking in the quarter, with new and expansion agreements signed with the U.S. Navy, U.S. Marine Corps. Yeah, right. Chill out, dude. C3AI partnered network saw 51 closed agreements in the first quarter. Company partner with supported bookings went up by 94% year over year. Google Cloud and C3AI jointly closed 40 agreements under the partner network, which was up 300% year over year. The company said C3AI also is seeing strong customer demand thanks to diverse mix of its cases, like intelligence analysis, customer service, and operator assistance. The company said it closed 17 C3 generative AI pilots in the quarter. The C3 generative AI for government programs closed a pilot with an unnamed northeastern state in the US in the quarter, the company said. All of this sounds like crazy to me. So why did the stock get plummeted to the downside? They're showing me a lot of growth, and if none of these numbers are fugazi and they're actually legitimate, I mean, we are expecting a bounce tomorrow on C3AI, which is at the moment down 16% off this report. So let's continue reading the report over here. What exactly caused the stock to go down? I'm still under the pretense that nobody knows what the hell C3AI even does end of the day. Company ended the quarter with 762.5 million in cash and equivalents. Outlook, can we see some outlook over here? Full fiscal year revenue is guided to be in the range of 370 to 395 million. No estimates to compare it from. That's upsetting. Our unwavering commitment to solving the most challenging problems in the enterprise has led us to what we believe are the highest levels of customer satisfaction in the industry. And down 17%. So, I mean, do you guys see anything that looked negative? They closed deals over here. They closed deals over there. They closed pilots over here. They closed pilots over there. A lot of test cases were proving true. They're now helping a bunch of companies. Here are a bunch of names that they just mentioned, such as Dolce & Gabbana and more names, even US Navy, US Marine Corp. I mean, this is technically where Palantir was, but everyone knew what Palantir does, right? Everyone knew what Palantir does. Nobody knows what C3AI does. And if you actually, I think I remember doing this last time with you guys. If you actually look up C3AI, C3AI's history was like, you know, changed so many times. He changed it from originally from a completely different name. And then he started adding more stuff to it, changed the company from one thing to another, and just kept bouncing and hopping and eventually just landed on AI because it was the most hyped up name that was floating around in California and in Palo Alto and everything. So he just bounced onto this name at that moment, and that just kind of stuck. But, you know, apparently now they actually have software that they're selling. I guess eventually that money that went to the right areas, and they were able to create some generative products, which I actually see some advertising about. You know, I do see advertising about C3AI quite a bit on public transits, on YouTube, on mobile. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'll probably see it more. I think this is one of the ads that I've seen on public transits in Canada at the very least, where they talk about helping the US Air Force. Here's how they transform Shell, the oil industry, apparently. I don't know. I'm still skeptical, but hey, they're closing deals and they're looking good. But that is not the story, sadly, for the stock over here after hours, crushing to the downside on that report. So far, what we saw in that report did not look negative at all, but the move over here, absolute destruction. Bye bye goes C3AI, man. I mean, just because my personal bias is bearish on C3AI, I'm not going to try and force the short on the stock. I will be looking to see if it can find a bounce. They're still losing money, but they're losing way less money than they are currently expected to. They were expected to lose 13 cents per share. They're only losing 5 cents per share. They are still growing up by 20% on the revenue aspects. Subscription revenue being the most of the chunk of that money. 84% of that chunk of money is coming from subscription revenue. So solid growth, solid demand on their generative AI sides. It's gonna be hard not to look to be bullish on a report like this on C3AI. But if it does not hold some of the key levels, which we're gonna quickly map out over here real soon. Let me mark out that little bottom, which I think we should be around right now. Oh, we didn't head there down yet, but I mean, that's not that far down there. If we do get down there, that could be an even better long than trying to look for a long into $18. So a long into somewhere 16.70, a long into 17 could even be a way better trade than trying for a long into 18.50 over here, if the stock does keep plummeting back to the downside. But at the moment where we are set up, I'm going to have almost no bias. I'm mainly going to be looking long if the stock can actually start hold above these $20 over here, 19.50, 20 bucks, and find some buying above 20 bucks. Then we can possibly get a move up to 21, maybe even a gap close up to 22. Otherwise, I'm only going to be hands off and then wait to see if the stock can plummet into the 16.70, into the $17 to the downside for me to look long. And because of that, you know, I'm just going to be very, very patient. Just be patient on the position over here. We could mark out this. Is that the August low or this the August low? I think this is the August low, right? Yeah, that's the August low, and we're clearly under that price point already. That's the $21 mark. We're under that. That's the last week's low. Sorry, last month's low. There we go. Last month's low, $21. We're already under that. Then we have this $20.23 on the daily chart, which was the April low. And then below that we have the May 2023 low. So a bunch of levels over here coming into play for us to take advantage of based on what C3AI does. Keeping an eye on this one pre-market without a doubt. Kind of missed out on the move today on GitLab, even though it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It did It did exactly what we wanted it to do. It pulled back into the earnings VWAP, held the earnings VWAP, and then just kept rallying all the way up to the north side. Sad. So shout out to GitLab over here today. Monster move to the upside, up 21% to the north side on GitLab. The next stock, however, that reported earnings today, not GitLab, the one that we're going to have on our watch list, is HPE. So let's go take a look at HPE. Did you make a move? You did make a move, and looks like you flushed to a downside a little bit. But the report looks good. Let's go see how the report is on a quick glance. On a quick glance, looks like they didn't really beat EPS by much. They didn't really beat revenue by much. But is the company actually growing or not? HPE. For that, we're going to bring in our good friends over at Benzinga. All right. Hewlett Packard reporting, where is it? 50 cents per share, beating estimates. Okay, we already saw those numbers. Server revenue up 35% from prior year. Prior in actual dollars and in constant currency, with 10.8% operating margin compared to 10.1% from same period prior year. Intelligent Edge revenue was 1.1 billion, down 23% from the same period last year. 22% operating margins compared to 27.6%. So that fell quite a bit. Hybrid cloud revenue coming in at 1.3 billion, down 7% from same period last year. 5.1 operating margin compared to 5.4 from same period last year. Financial services revenue coming in at 879 million, up 1%, barely anything. And 9% operating margin compared to 8.2% operating margin, so slightly climbing up at the end of the day on both sides, but not really too much. Net portfolio assets down 2.7% from same period last year. Yeah, for the most part, the company didn't really do too good. We saw a lot more down than up, so that's kind of sad. HPE sees fourth quarter revenue of between 52 to 57 cents per share versus 55 cents per share estimates, so kind of in line over there. 8.1 to 8.4 billion versus 8.17 billion, also in line. The company expects fiscal full year earnings to be between 1.92 to 1.97 versus estimates of, oops, why did I click that? Where'd it go? Lost my earnings report. There it is. 1.92 to 1.97 versus 1.92 estimates, and revenue growth between 1 to 3%. So not really looking so hot. and makes sense why the company actually flushed to the downside over here on the earnings report. Still gonna have no bias, right? Looks like that flush in the after hours actually got bought up pretty decently. You would expect on a report like that for a stock to flush all the way into the August lows, where we are now almost triple bottoming off of. Every single earnings low is kind of coming into the same level over here. That's surprisingly enough, but surprisingly enough, the stock is not looking to head all the way down there apparently. So if the report is getting looked at on a bullish direction, then we just kind of step away from it. So far though, the report looks fairly bearish over here. They are losing on a lot of aspects over here on the company, so I'm not really looking for a long on HPE. I'm more so looking to short it tomorrow if I do get the opportunity on any sort of pops. So let's actually look at some of the pops. I'm gonna go to the 60-minute chart instead, turn off extended time frames, and right around over here, if the stock basically gets bought, let me just delete some of these lines because some of these lines are so old, not even according to my trading methodologies that I trade off of anymore. So these are old methodologies. Actually, we could just delete all drawings at this point. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. And then we'll go back to the 5-minute chart real quick. Extended trading hours. And we'll throw in, boom, the earnings anchored VWAP. Do I want it in purple? Yeah, we'll leave it in purple. Okay. What was I doing? Going back to the hourly chart, turning off the extended trading hours, going to regular trading hours, and then now marking out some levels over here, off of which, is my magnet on? Come on. Off of which, if the stock is able to reclaim, there is no more shorts or no more long. So here's kind of the couple levels that I would be watching to see how the stock trades into. Technically, if we are holding above 19, there's no more long, or sorry, there's no more shorts on the stock. If we're holding above 19, there's no more shorts on the stock. But if failure to hold above 19, I'm looking for the short into 1850 and then break of 1850 for a bigger move to the downside. If you're holding above 1850, then you could look for a move to 19, but I'm not really that interested for it. I'm more so waiting to see how the stock behaves at 19. That's going to be the more pivotal point for me. And then if we start holding above 19, that opens up a good room to the upside. We got a 1950 and then maybe even more on a long-term scale, but the report's not that bullish to even expect something that big out of it. You can also see how the weekly anchored VWAP currently comes in exactly around this $19. So I'm expecting the $19 area to be a barrier on HPE. Not really a high priority stock tomorrow unless I see rejection around this $19 for me to get short on a move back down to 1850 and then look for an even bigger expansive move below 1850 all the way down to this $18 over here, where the stock previously bull flagged and then broke out into the north side before that August recession lows. So I'm expecting the stock to go back into this $17.88, $18 area coming into play over the next few days. That report wasn't really bullish at all, so any pops, I'm looking for rejection for me to dive into. And you can see how the after hour high exactly into the $19. Boom, exactly into that $19. Streamer read chat. Oh my god, big points. Oh wait, I already read those. Give me TA on FFIE gladly. Faraday, FFIE. Okay, let's take a look at this. So I'm a day trader, right? I'm a day trader. Technicals on FFIE doesn't really matter, does it? How much is the float for FFIE? Because I know technicals on some of these small cap doesn't really matter. All that matters is the game that they're playing. Is this FFIE Faraday? Yeah, so 1 million shares. It's the only thing that matters. How come there's no short float on the stock now? Wasn't the short float previously like pretty high, and that's why the stock was mentioned big time on on you know, the small cap names and the meme squeeze names and so on. I remember Faraday back in the day, and I know it's kind of catching traction too. But it's as my managers all explained it to me on these small cap games, basically. Sometimes you could use technicals for these, but it's more so the game that they're playing, the trick that they're playing, and we don't know that the trick that they're playing, right? Because if somebody just sitting there accumulating price, accumulating, then they could just look for they'll trap the shorts by taking it a little bit lower. They'll trap the shorts by taking it a little bit lower, and then you'll see what happened today with what was that stock that I was paying for shorts, and they were actually cheap. They were like 88 cents for 100 shares. No, not WTO. I can't remember the stock that I traded today. Oh, WISA. This one. I didn't short it, but I lost on trying to long it, sadly. I didn't short it, but I lost trying to long it. But at the end of the day, come on, my charts don't help me on these type of movers. So at the end of the day, the game over here, right? They kind of trap it up in the pre-market. They make it look like, okay, we're gonna start selling it down. Once the sell-off doesn't really happen, they realize that they're just soaking it up. They're just soaking it up. Then you get the pop to the upside, and then the shorts get caught offside. The stops get burnt, and then the shorts are getting back in. They think, oh my God, I just got wicked out. This was the move. I'm gonna catch the move now, and they get back in, and then they keep fighting the shorts. They keep fighting the trap that they're playing. So WISA, possibly something to keep an eye on for the next few days as it's catching some traction over here. But FFIE, you're saying that they did a stock split. I guess I can see that over here. That happened not too long ago. So if there is still a short float, you can basically look for, or you can, you know, guesstimate. That's a word that I'm gonna make up. You can guesstimate where the potential stops will be, and those stops breaking will obviously give you some juice to the upside if you're looking for the long. And if you're looking for the short, just wait for the you know, the reversal to start appearing. Something like right around over here, where the stock you know, starts breaking the previous day's low, and stops having failure to follow through on the upside over here. For example, you can see how on this day it tried to take out the previous day's high, didn't manage to, and ever since then it just kind of slowly trickled all the way back down. And then now you're probably just getting some sort of a short covering. Honestly, if I was to be fair with you, I wouldn't even be looking for this as a long, because shorts are quite a bit in the money. Even though the stock went up 52% today, shorts are quite a bit in the money still, until maybe this $8 area really breaks. I think anyone who got kind of short before that is still sitting pretty. If you got short somewhere on this candle, which was yesterday's candle, on Tuesday's candle, maybe you're not sitting that pretty. You're a little bit worried right now. But my first not take profit, but getting stopped out if I'm already haven't taken profit on this move up already. My last stop over here, if I was short somewhere from up here, would be around this area, and then I would also try to leave some writing just to see if the stock would try to give me a bigger move later on or something, right? So $8 would be the main price in my opinion. If we start taking out 8 and actually start holding above 8, that's going to put not only these short sellers, but also some of the short sellers over here into some worry and some scare potential territory. So they're gonna have to answer, where is your stop? So FFIE, I think I heard Jason talking about FFIE a little bit today too. So yeah, maybe I have to add it to my watch list. Good volume today, 69 million shares traded. That's kind of what you want to see. Also, I want to see more. I like seeing billions of shares traded on these penny stocks, on these dollar positions and so on. But if they don't bring in billions of dollars, I kind of get turned off on it. Did WISA even bring in a billion? Oh, sorry. Okay. Maybe not a billion. I went to 100 million. My math is a little messed up. I meant 100 million. So WISA actually brought in 100 million today, and they look like they're trapping shorts in my opinion. Look at that volume candle, right? That volume candle was actually as equal to that previous split candle. So this stock is getting very much active. What the hell is this? Did I trade this stock previously and I don't even remember it? So looks like that anchored VWAP from there is kind of catching up, and it's right around over here, telling you that stock maybe has a bounce into that $5 area before really finding a rejection. So Visa, WISA, Visa, however you want to call it, another small cap name. Looks like the shorts are getting trapped over here, and once the shorts get burnt out, once the stops get hurt, you get the explosive move for you to take advantage in. And then once the explosive move happens, once the tricks have been played, that's when I want to start being involved in also to the downside, because that's where some of the gods of the market that's where they play. That's where the gods of the day trades play in, and I want to be in that group of traders. I want to be in that group of traders. And I think maybe for that stock to go there, you might want to see this stock going to $8.70. You might want to see the stock going into $11 before looking for that explosive reversal rug pull type of move back down, because looks like it's done it before, right? Looks like it's done it before. Let's see it happen again, and then we can join the party. Once it shows you some sort of a failure to follow through, and then the rugs just keep getting pulled every single day as the buyers just keep getting trapped and trapped and trapped. So good volume coming in on this one, good volume coming in on FFIE, both of which are going to be on the watch list for tomorrow. Murthy with the crying emoji. Why are we crying, Murthy? They did a stock split with that Alpha Exchange. Prad wants to see the volume on the same level as Chips Spew in poker. All right, shut up, bro. Just because you lost on unlucky hands, and I'm the river monster in poker. That's what I'm gonna be called now anytime I play poker. I'm the river monster because I am unstoppable on the river. Okay. When is the next poker tournament? Whenever Murthy wants to sign up, all the founding creators, and we have a big poker tournament, and we stream it on stonks.com, and the winner gets a big giveaway prize pool. Boom. The river monster, baby. That's right, Murthy. AI is, I think we kind of talked about it. I just don't have any levels mapped out on my watch list for tomorrow. So let me just quickly look at some levels. Obviously, we talked about the levels already. I am expecting the stock to easily drop down to $17, $16.79, $16.50 to $17, and then give you a possible long opportunity if more downside does come into this position. The report wasn't that bad, so if it does start to hold above what we have around $20, you can continue to look long. So under 20, you have that $17, sorry, not 70, I wrote 70, $17 to look to long into. But if the stock actually starts to hold above $20, you could start to look long into the potential gap close to $23, which was where today's low was, and I'm expecting some resistance to come into play around there. And then if we do manage to get above that 23, start holding above 23, then the stock obviously showing you that the report is bullish, the buyers are stepping in, they're being aggressive. Maybe hedge funds at this point are buying in, and they're not looking at the stock like, what the hell is this stock? But the after hour report clearly showing you that they're thinking like, what the hell is this company? Nobody still knows what the company does. At least, I can never find out what the company properly does. Never find out what the company properly does. Oh shit, let's get it, says Alpha Exchange. We're going to do another tournament on Saturday. I love it. And Murthy said done for the poker tournament. I love it. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna run a stonks poker tournament with all the creators. We're gonna get all the creators going, run a big poker tournament. No, Oliver, you're not a creator. You have to at least stream your fee on stonks.com for you to be signed up as a creator for the poker tournament. No feet picks. No a tournament for you, buddy. All right. All right, I'm joking. This is not OnlyFans, guys. Calm down. This is not OnlyFans, okay? However, this stock possibly will end up having to, you know, go delist and sign up to an OnlyFans account, because isn't that what's happening with these charging stations now? Why is ChargePoint still a thing, ladies and gentlemen? Like, why is this company still existing, and why isn't it completely delisted and gone bankrupt by now? I don't understand. Isn't Tesla, didn't Tesla win the deal for the US government, saying it's going to be the end all be all of the what's it called, the chargers? So ChargePoint kind of got destroyed from that deal. I think they still have some chargers. Maybe they can get another country and win that country and so on, but Tesla's still going to take over most of the market share, and they're going to sit on it, right? And just continue making deals. I think even if they don't continue to make deals, they own USA at this point. They own North America. The amount of Teslas I see in Toronto, Ontario, where I live, in Brampton, Ontario, where I live, it's just Teslas out the wazoo. It used to be Toyota Camrys, it used to be Honda Civics, it used to be a little bit of Mercedes here and there, and now it's just Tesla. So it's just Teslas everywhere. So you would see more Tesla charges, which is what I'm seeing also outside. So I don't understand the point of ChargePoint anymore. If you zoom out to the stock, however, the all-time low is coming in at, oh my god, let me just remove all those drawings. The all-time low is coming in at $1.21, and I think we might have dropped just around to the all-time low. So we dropped to $1.50 today, and the all-time low was $1.21. Now there is a potential long here, very similar to what happened to Asana, which is what I called out yesterday, and a trade that I personally took and made some money on. Asana pushed to all-time low last night because of its earnings report, but it actually didn't have too much negative on the earnings report. I think, if I remember correctly, it grew on a year-to-year scale, and you know, still making money on a bringing in revenue, but losing money still, but not as much money as expected. So all things kind of look good, but they flushed to the all-time lows over here, and that was like, okay, this is just an easy buy. If we just push down to these areas and continue showing me buying around these areas, it's an easy long. So I got long right around these areas today, around today's open. Anytime the stock was just fluttering around today's open around $11.55, I just kept tape reading it, getting long, tape reading it, getting long. I'm actually trying to pull up the charts for you guys, so give me a second. Asana, here's Asana view original. So boom. So, but I try to take the breakout first, the pre-market high / opening range breakout, opening range 30-second breakout. I try to get fancy, but not too much size on that breakout, because obviously the stock is just waking up. This is just the open. You don't go max size, max position right off the open like that. You're crazy, because what happens if the stock doesn't work out and it whips against you a little bit, right? So it whips against me, but here's where I get to apply my a little bit of an intermediate / advanced skill set, which is tape reading. I'm watching how fast the stock flushes down, how fast it pushes back up, how fast it goes back and forth, where's the buying, where's the selling, and the battle between both of them, and the imbalance between both of them. And I'm able to keep bidding into more size, and then take more size when they don't give me the size that I want at the prices that I want. So now I have to punch higher and you know, be aggressive for the price, which is what I'm also also seeing on the volume, on the tape, which is what's, you know, showing me that people are also looking to get long on this position. So boom, I'm getting long with most of the volume coming in, and I'm able to ride it pretty much to my quick little scalp exit. I try to hold some for a bigger dream, but I draw a little trend line over here, and that trend line breaks, and as soon as that trend line break, I'm out of it. I thought about getting back into the trade later on in the day, but that's something that I still need to work on. I don't really have a setup around the middle of the day. I have a setup for the power hour. I have a setup for the open. I don't really have a setup for the middle of the day, and also the middle of the day is honestly for bots. You're trading against robots. You're trading against JP Morgan algorithms. You're trading against you know, Banana 33's algorithm. Banana 33 actually works for a big maybe I shouldn't say any of this, but he works for a big company that programs and trades and prop firms and all kinds of craziness. And you are competing with his programming genius skills that are going to be fighting against all of your stupid monkey brain mentality going into it. Oh, I'm a day trader. I'm trying to beat the market with the 7%, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's just good luck to you. So usually I try not to battle the market on the midday, but it's something that my manager wants me to do better at, because some stocks like these, which, you know, put in the trend for you, doesn't matter what the market is doing, because for example, right around this candle, the market flushed big time. That's when the 10 o'clock jolts number came in, and the market got a big jolt out of it, and Asana flushed down. The market flushed down, but Asana didn't really flush too much further to the downside, did it? It stayed above VWAP. It continued to kept getting bought up, and every single dip just kept getting bought up on Asana. Same thing happened to GitLab. So positions like these, when you get into them, you should take advantage of them, and that's what I think ChargePoint will potentially give you a play with tomorrow. But I am not interested the slightest to look for a long on either of these names tomorrow, which is ChargePoint and CXM, both of which are on the watch list. They're both very, very low price stocks, and I think CXM is not even around its all-time low, actually very close to its all-time low. So CXM could also go down to its all-time low. This is also another AI company, if I remember last time reading about it. They own a little bit of another AI company. I can't remember what that AI company is though. Can't remember. But CXM, Sprinkler, maybe Sprinkler is owned by the other company, and Sprinkler is the AI company. Doesn't matter. Nevertheless, you know, looking for it to see if the all-time low holds. If the all-time low doesn't hold, you just simply back off from it. If the all-time low holds, then easy long for you on both of these positions, on CXM and on CHPT. Boom. Basically what happened today on Asana. A very, very easy trade when the S&P 500 is honestly at all-time highs, right? S&P 500 literally at the all-time highs, only 2-3% away from it now. And then you have stocks like Asana, which is growing, going into all-time lows. You also have stocks like Asana, which are getting pummeled with the rest of the market, because how the market got pummeled yesterday. And if the market was going to have any sort of relief today, stocks like Asana, stocks like GitLab, I told you GitLab would have a 20% move today. GitLab, boom, 21% move on the dot, right? 21% move on the dot, getting bought off the $50 area, which was also the anchored view off from the earnings. So all of these were mapped out for us. All of these were called out levels. Sadly, GitLab was the only stock I wasn't watching right off the open. I only have 2 level 2s, and one of the level 2 was gone to can't even remember. Hold up, let me see. One of the level 2 was gone to, which one was it? Zscaler, which was a pretty good trade. Here was Zscaler. And the second level 2 went to Asana, because I thought Asana was the way easier trade. However, GitLab was the easiest and would have been the only trade I needed. I thought Zscaler would have been the only trade I needed. So I got long Zscaler right around the levels that we were talking about. I was tape reading it. 158 was holding. The stock continued to show me some buying. So I slowly started to build into this trade. But sadly, right into 163, it just kept having barriers. Just was not able to take out this 163 area. So I'm just taking out of my position, just, you know, getting out of it, getting out of it, getting out of it. I was looking to see if we can hold the stock for the dream move of 170. That would have been a big move on Zscaler, but nope, no dream move worth 170 at all. Looks like August lows did hold today, but not well enough to the point where we were gonna get the explosive move to the north side on Zscaler. So missed out the move on GitLab. Tried to get something out of Zscaler. Zscaler didn't really give me too much, but it gave me a nice little winning trade anyways, right? Nice little winning trade anyways. Okay, going down the watch list for tomorrow. NIO, this stock actually reports tomorrow pre-market. Keep an eye out for this one. I think XPEV already reported, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it reported and it kept going higher. Honestly, I haven't been keeping a track on XPEV, and I won't pretend to be doing that anyway. So I haven't been keeping a track on XPEV at all. NIO, you got some beautiful levels over here. If the stock reports well, I think we can get a nice little explosive move. If it doesn't report well, then you possibly have it get flushed all the way back into the all-time lows, at which point you can, you know, easily look for longs again. Don't think the stock's taking an all-time low tomorrow, so if it does flush into the 52-week low or into the all-time low, easy long in my opinion off of those areas, as long as it holds. If it doesn't hold, then just wait for the next level to come into play, right? Just wait for the level to come into play. Pretty simple when it comes to these type of names, because all of them do the same type of repetitive patterns. Their patterns are almost too easy at this point. Like how I play the patterns in poker, baby. Just bet full, bet go hard, river monster wins all day. Feed stock picker, what are you guys talking about? Feed stock picker. I am not showing feet for free sub to my feet finders. Here in Austin, Texas, I see like 1 in 6 cars in Tesla nowadays. See, I'm telling you guys, Teslas are everywhere these days. It's unstoppable. Tesla's monstrous. But even then, Tesla got hurt quite a bit not too long ago, right? Tesla got hurt quite a bit and it's recovering fairly well. Shout out to Tesla. Up 4% today. Up $8. Shout out to Tesla. I like it. Shout out to this stock. Taking a quick look at DKS. Dick's Sporting Goods reported today. Looks like they actually gapped down and reversed completely. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of a reversal. Gap down and then reversed. All over the place move. Earnings move didn't really hold anything. You know, shook all over the place. Then gap down, then try to reverse a little bit. I mean, there could be some sort of a day 2 opportunity as long as the stock holds above at least today's VWAP. So that's around 216.50. So if 216.50 holds cleanly, maybe there's a long above there. But I'm not really that interested looking for a long on or any sort of a trade on this position. Dollar Tree got absolutely smoked. Big volume spike, largest volume spike the stock has seen in a while, and also levels that the stock has not seen in a while. So we're going down to 2020 levels on DLTR, guiding lower. All kinds of hell breaking loose on all these positions, on DG, on Dollar Tree. So watching all of these stocks, I think DG and Dollar Tree basically the same stock at the end of the day. They're both discount stores. They're both Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Dollar Store in Canada, what we call them. So watching these positions, you can see how this 2-day, 3-day bottom kind of broke down on DG, and failure to reclaim that level is now going to put in the failure to follow through setup on DG. That just opens up way more downside on DG. So as long as you're watching DG, your main goal is to make sure that the stock, my main goal is to make sure I blow up and act like I know nobody. Anyways, lame joke. your main goal is to make sure the stock basically doesn't get above 82.50. If it gets above 82.50, 82.70, it's no longer a short. But as long as the stock doesn't get above 82.70, 82.50, you can continue looking for a short on this stock, and it will open up quite a bit of downside if it continues to stay stuffed below here. Today's candle decently equally sided, I guess. It looks bearish on the top side, it looks bullish on the bottom side, equally weighted on both ends maybe. But let's say tomorrow, instead of rejecting out of 82.50, it actually holds above 82.50 and starts showing you buying above 82.50. That could set up a potential swing long that people are expecting, people are looking for, and this could have just been that failed breakout with that Dollar Tree kind of kicked into, and Dollar Tree tried to shake out the longs, the weak longs, the paper hands kind of got shook off over here, and now DG, the real longs are coming right back in with charge, with real buying power, and they're gonna try to hold the stock back above this area. So watching 82.50 either turns into resistance or either turns into support tomorrow for us to play off of. It's got a $5 ATR at the moment, and I think we're gonna get at least a $3 opportunity for us to play with. Zscaler, big slap to the downside. Actually managed to recover a little bit of its move today, where I clearly got long off of, but then even that move got stuffed down. That move actually got stuffed down. This is why we love earnings anchored VWAPs. Look at that. That move got stuffed to the penny. To that anchored VWAP, basically showing you that whoever was in charge of the selling move in the after hours, Murthy, if you're watching this is something that you should possibly keep in mind of using next time you're doing technical analysis. Actually, tomorrow I might jump on the game show with Jason, and I'll try to do some technical analysis over here on the stock that we're reading on. I think it's AVGO and so on. That'll be fun. I'll try to use earnings anchored VWAPs and all these fun stuff. But you can see how that rejected right off of that earning anchored VWAP today, basically showing you that whoever was in charge of the selling move, their average price when it came to play, they were in charge again, and they stuffed the stock right back to the downside. If this stock was supposed to have a day two to the downside, back into today's low and even lower, it should not get above 161, 161.30. So that should technically be 160. You can see how today's VWAP, today's VWAP includes from 4 a.m. I'm just gonna put it in 161 as a resistance on Zscaler. If Zscaler gets above 161, then I'm almost not interested for the shorts at all. Then I'm watching to see how the stock trades into 164, up getting above 164, or even I'm going to keep an eye on how the stock trades on the hourly, watching to see how the position trades on the hourly to potentially set up for some sort of a long for me, and then help me catch that move that I was looking for on it today. GitLab. Big regret on this one, not catching the move that I wanted. You can see how last month's high basically got tested on the move down, found a double bottom on the 5-minute on the last month's high, and then managed to go back higher. I would love for that level to come back into play. You can see how today's VWAP, the earnings anchored VWAP, all kind of land right around these areas, $53 to $52. So I would love for the stock to come back down. Today obviously had a decent amount of volume, but tomorrow it's gonna have shit volume again, so that's gonna be pretty boring. So let's see the stock go down to 52 again, 53 to 52 area, find some buying in the zone for us to get long off of, and then we can potentially ride this position for the whole day all the way back up north. Pretty good earnings report recently. We're getting talked about looking to getting bought out and so on. So I expect a lot of up moves coming in over here on GTLB. Asana, we already got the move we were looking for, the long that we were looking for on this one. Now this is almost not that interesting for me. But because the report wasn't bad, right? The report wasn't really bad. Yeah, they're still losing money EPS every single report at the moment. They're growing. They're growing at the end of the day. I've used their technology before. It's not bad technology. Sadly, It's not technology that can be easily repeated. I think GitHub actually provides the very same service. Also, I think Google also provides the very same services. I think Microsoft Teams provides the very same services. So Asana not providing anything special that makes them stand out, in my opinion, and that's why there might be eventually getting wiped out by some of the big competitors over here. Maybe they get bought out by some of the big competitors the same way I think GitLab gets bought out. Who really knows, right? But at the moment, if you're looking at it as a day trade just purely off of the earnings report, the stock could potentially give you a long, but you know, I'm watching this on a 60-minute time frame. I'm patiently waiting for dips. I'm not really playing this on momentums. This is a very bullish move at the moment, and yeah, there's a gap fill, but then after that gap fill, I could easily look for a short idea too. So this is too choppy of a range for me to even bother to make a decision. Either I make a decision down here at 12 bucks, or I make a decision up here at 14.65. So I'm not really looking to make too many calls over here on Asana in the middle of the zone. Dell moving right back into the bottoms before it reported earnings. It kind of broke out and then it moved right back into these lows. So if Dell starts to crack below to the south side, that's going to open up some room for us to play with to the downside on DELL. But you can see how it's not really having that follow through on the downside. It tried on the couple days ago. It tried today also. Didn't really have that follow through to the downside. So this could be the buying opportunity that people would possibly look to get long into. But you don't want to see volume right off the open. If the stock doesn't have volume off the open, it doesn't have relative volume, I'm not going to be too interested in the stock at all. It's gonna box out for more longer, go for it. You box out as long as you want. I can wait. Still waiting for the Kava 110. Still waiting for Kava 110. Workday still doing its own boxy action over here. Still watching how Workday reacts. Intel, you look like you were gonna have a hero ride up, but then you completely reversed. So that was a sad move for Intel over there. We don't own Intel or anything, but that was a sad move for Intel. 91.50 on Starbucks coming into play potentially very soon, either for a long or for a short. So keep an eye out for this one. Setting an alert around 91.63. 91.63, I'll set an alert, so once it does move into that 91.50 area, I'll get a nice little bing 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 bing, and I'll get a nice little alert, and then I can quickly shift over to the stock, see if I want to make a trading decision on it or not. Bitcoin, it did move back up today, but not much. MSTR tried to use that as a, you know, little bit of a reaction to go up. It did go up 2%, but yeah, I mean, I'd rather short MSTR over here instead of trying to look for a trade here. So I'll just leave this one alone at the moment. Let MSTR rally back up, because Bitcoin didn't really go as far as MSTR did, right? If you try to look at the moves, sometimes they do relate. Right now it's kind of dislocating itself, so let it catch up, and then we can slam it back down whenever it catches up. Coinbase really struggling at the moment, down 3% today. Wow, we were Coinbase not too long ago. They reported earnings, they gapped down. This was the August lows. The August lows kind of helped them out because the whole market reversed from that. But now with the August lows coming into play, almost the very same low today, 161.13 was the August low. Today's low is 160.67. Coinbase bouncing pretty much off of this area. So basically you're watching $160 at this point to see if Coinbase can manage to stay above it. If it can't stay above 160, then potentially easy short below 160 on Coinbase for you to ride to the downside. I'm going to watch Coinbase tomorrow, most likely right off the open. If Coinbase struggles, I swear to God, Coinbase, you better not be under 160 right now, like right after hours. Please. Thank God it's not. Okay. I hope it's not after hours in the after hour market. That's gonna be very sad. So moving the alert down into 160.50 over here, because I want to see how Coinbase reacts into $160. If can we get a buy opportunity? Okay, fine. I'm gonna move it into 161. 161.33. All right, 161.33, because I want to start watching it from 161 all the way down to 160, and we want to track how the position trades into that 160 area. Either you get a nice little breakdown below 160 and Bitcoin kind of follows suit along with Coinbase to give you that extra juice to the downside. But if Bitcoin's not really flushing and Coinbase doing its own secular thing, then keep an eye on Bitcoin. You know, tools like AGGR.trade or keep an eye on what the fuck is this? This is Bitcoin futures. So keep an eye on you know, what bets people are making on Bitcoins, on Ethereum, and so on. How those charts are moving on TradingView or whatever you use, and if they are diverse. You know, they're completely not doing the same thing, then it might be a little bit scary for you. So be careful on that one. SMCI. Watching out SMCI. I still want to short the pop, but we might have to make a decision very soon if it can get below 400. If it can get below 400, we might have to make a decision. But that one's going to be a scary decision to make. Scary decision to make. Because liquidity, stock has a $50 ATR. You know, we never know when a report's gonna come out. The original report move already played out. Another report move could come out later on, and that could be against the short, that could be against the long. You never know. So you know, SMCI is a little bit of a scary name, but always a fun name if you catch the right direction of it. So watching it without a doubt. SMCI, see how that one plays out. Apple could set up for, like I said, that failure to follow through. I was looking for that 224 bump and failure to stay above 224. We did not get that. It just crushed down anyways. S&P 500 failure to follow through would be right under 548.88. So if if S&P 500 gets under 548.88, dips below, pops back up, and just cannot find buyers above 549, 548.88, that's going to be your hammer down short, because you're expecting the S&P 500 market to go down all the way into the the August low anchored VWAP of 543, 542 at the moment. So that's going to be the next target for me. I'm not going to cover anything until I see 542.93. If I'm short 549 tomorrow, if I'm short 550, 549, I am not covering a single goddamn share until I see 542. All right? I'm not covering a single goddamn share until I go into 542. That's going to be a fact. Either I get stopped out as the stock reclaims 550. Okay? Either I get stopped out as the stock reclaims 550, or I just print on a monster short opportunity on the S&P 500 here. So I was talking to one of the traders who Investors Underground recently interviewed, Tim, also known as Taco Money on Twitter. You know, he's also looking for the similar setup over here, the failure to follow through. I thought originally when he was mentioning the tweet for the failure to follow through that this was the level he was looking for. That's what we kind of got under today, right? This was yesterday, actually, sorry. We got under that yesterday. Today we pop up into that level. We failed to get above that level. No buying above this level. This was actually today's high. Today's high being 554.43, and you can see right there 554.43 today's high. Not managing to get above that white level. I thought that was the initial failure to follow through, and now you just continue looking for more reasons to add. So reasons to add. Once we break this day over here, this low over here, more reasons to add on the S&P 500 market to the downside, and then failing to hold above this level will give you a big reason to add for a big nice little ride on the S&P 500. And obviously if the SPY is crashing to the downside, maybe I shouldn't say crash, but if the SPYs are going to the lower side like that, then QQQ is most likely going a little bit lower. Q is already hitting the August anchored VWAP lows, so Qs obviously will start making a little bit lower than the anchored VWAP lows if the SPYs will start to descend into their anchored VWAP lows. SPYs were a lot more bullish than the Qs recently, so SPYs will be my main focus tomorrow. Qs I feel like have already made a little bit of a distance to the downside. Nvidia leading the charge of that move by dropping down 9% not too long ago. I think this was yesterday actually, dropping down 9%. That actually triggers Nvidia as SSR. For those of you don't know, that means Nvidia short sale restricted. You could not short the stock naturally today. You had to get short on pops only. And if you shorted the stock like I did today at $110, was easy money, baby. That was the only trade I took on this position. Easy money snipe. Where's my Nvidia trade? Let me try to find it for you. Bam. Full, find original. Boop, boop, boop. Where is it? Right there into $110. Just waited patiently, started cracking down. I punched into it. I could have added more size over here. I should have. I chickened out. I didn't. I just managed it. Easy little trade on Nvidia right there. You can see Nvidia 110. That was pretty much the high of day. Nice little scalp to the downside. You know, trading's not that hard. People just make it hard for themselves. Just make it hard for themselves. Well, no, but you could just buy Nvidia puts. You could do that too. You could go long NVDL, no, NVDS, and you can go short NVDL. You can do so many things you can do whatever your heart pleases. Ladies and gentlemen, as long as you're making money, there's no thing as making the wrong decision on the stonks market. Speaking of which, stonks market, I actually made some money on stonks.com today. Shout out to stonks.com for giving away money daily. The next game they're having is Broadcom. This is for tomorrow. Make an account if you haven't already, using my referral link. Make an account using my referral link. Let me just post it across all the chats real quick. Bang, bang, skeet. Hey, where the hell? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Make an account. Join stonks.com. They give away money every single day. I've racked up about $90 or so far. Today I won $1 on AI. Out of 3 guesses, I got 112th, 1,981st, and 878. That's not that bad, right? Out of $1,000 prize pool, I got $1. I'll take it. I have some guesses already thrown out for Broadcom, for AVGO. You want very fun to also keep in. Did I just type in stock? Very fun to keep an eye on for day traders also. So watching how this one sets up, and we'll actually read the earnings report tomorrow live. I think 4:30 if I'm hosting the Stonks show, which I think I will be. So make sure you tune into that one too, and also 8 o'clock always my stream, Thursday, final stream of the week. Couple other stocks over here as I quickly go through the large cap stocks that I might be interested in. I'm just gonna try to hunt them on the hourly charts. Nothing clean over here. Apple obviously needs to pull back a little bit more for me to really get excited for that short. I want to see it not hold above 224 for me to really look short. That will open up big downside opportunity. It can wiggle back and forth here. I wouldn't really care about it, but popping back and failing to hold above 224 will open up some really good shorts in my opinion. Google moving back into August lows, so just wait for the August lows in my opinion. Yeah, you know, that's 155. Just wait for 155 to come into play. You could find an easy long over there, and then you can decide what you want to do. If you want to go long, if you want to go short, you can decide what you want to do. It's you're the end decider. You're the one pulling the trigger, right? So watching how that one trades. Microsoft kind of looking like it's opening up some room to the downside over here. So if it continues to show you resistance around this hourly resistance that it's building right around 411, yeah, 411 to 410, if we continue having that hourly resistance, I'm just gonna delete most of my lines and just throw in this line right there. That hourly resistance around 411.24. That's actually today's high too. If we are not able to show some buying above this area 411 to 410. I think you can look for a good easy short. Get short around 410, risk around 411, 411.50, $1.20 for a big move into 400 if the market is setting up for a flush, right? If the market is setting up for a flush. So watch out for some opportunities over there. But right now you can see how that kind of is setting up for nice little continuation to the downside if the market, like I said, SPY failure to follow through on the SPY comes in, QQQs follows down. Meta, ooh, we missed out Meta. Meta has been something that's going to be hard for me to short though. I'll be honest with you. It's going to be a little bit hard to short. Not because I love Zuckerberg. I hate Zuckerberg, don't get me wrong. But the report actually wasn't that bad. So I think Meta will be one of those names like Tesla. For look how strong Tesla was today. So Tesla is one of those names where looking short will be dumb. It was ridiculously strong yesterday too. Then it got a little bit weaker. Today it was ridiculously strong. I think Tesla will be something that you don't want to continue looking short. If you want to look short, just look for it on the semiconductors. Look for it on Apple around 224. Look for on SMH. Go to the hourly chart on the SMH, on the SOXL, on the SOXS, and you will be able to find some sort of a clean setup over there. Try not to short the strongest stocks on the day. And I'm only saying this because I shorted Tesla today and it was my worst trade of the day today. Stupidest trade of the day. Here's the chart. Here's the chart. My manager's like, Prad. Only if you clean up your stupid mistakes like these, you would absolutely make it as a big time trader, man. Right now I'm not there yet, right? I'm getting there though. Some mistakes, some little baby mistakes here and there that I need to clean up. Why am I shorting the heaviest stock on the day, the strongest stock on the day? Shout out to Tesla though. You know, I recognize it was being hella strong at that very same moment, but I try to get lucky. I try to get a little bit lucky. But yeah, try not to short the strongest stock on the day. If the market is looking weak, I think S&P 500 will easily set up for some sort of a play tomorrow, either on the failure to hold a 548, 988, 549 area, or actually able to hold 549 and then just ripping to the north side off of that area. So looking at this level very strongly tomorrow on the S&P 500, and that will give you potentially longs across all the names that you're watching on the large caps. But failing to hold this on the SPY also gives you lots of opportunities on the large caps to smash some shorts, smash some downside opportunities for some day trades too. So watching this main thing, this is going to give you the big picture. If this big picture sets up in your bias, then and if you know exactly the stock you want to hit it a little bit harder, you'll thank yourself. Hit it a little bit harder, you'll thank it yourself. But also be ready to ditch it if the variables are not in your favor. For example, if you're looking for the short, we actually get a peak under, but we start holding above, ditch your short, get out, maybe hold a little bit for a little bit of a wider stop in case you're hopeful for the move. But even because you get hopeful for it, you should just ditch the trade. But if you actually see the variables you want to see and it's not able to hold, that is maybe not intraday, but that's something that you could, you know, boom, nice little drop right down. That's going to be an easy $8, $7 move. S&P 500 literally has a $7.50 ATR. So that would be a one full ATR move right down to the August anchored VWAP. Wouldn't that be a picture perfect technical analysis trade? We just break this low, we move down exactly one ATR, and then we set up for a long off of that. How amazing would that be? How amazing would that be? So let's see if the market sets up for a free fall Thursday. There were some stocks that were free falling today. I can't remember which ones were free falling today. Damn it, I can't remember. I was mostly looking at Asana, GitLab, a bunch of other names across the board. But hey, good to see you in this chat, John Juan. Also, I see you on the YouTube too. So good to see you on both chats. Michael Anthony, you should also make a stonks.com. Mike Anthony, come on, don't be lazy. Make a stonks.com account. The link's in the chat. make the account. You'll thank me. They're giving away free money every single day. September is the worst month for selling and going to test August 05 lows. What happens to CELA dropping like a rock? Okay, let's go take a look at this. Celsius Holdings dropping. Ooh. If somebody go check on Murthy, I think. Is Murthy still okay? Wow, what happened to Celsius here? Big volume spike, dropping big time. Celsius not bringing in the amount of, I guess, hype that they previously had. You know, I already have seen something that I always do. You know, I'm very observatory. I'm watching anytime I'm walking past my public transit stops to my office. What type of advertisements do these gas stations display? There were Celsius Holdings advertisements quite a bit, but right now I'm seeing completely different advertisements. So things are changing. So maybe people are not buying Celsius as much. It could have been overhyped. They had their name all over the place in podcasts, in boxing rings and everything. And then eventually we saw some articles coming out saying that Celsius Holdings canceling some deals with some of the partnerships, some of the manufacturers, because they don't have that much demand that they previously thought they did, and so on. So all kinds of things probably pouring into the stock over here as the market just completely destroying this position. I mean, that is absolutely sad. Another big down day today, 11% down day today. This is the hourly chart. Let's go to the daily chart here real quick. Yeah, another big down day, big volume day today actually on Celsius Holdings. Did not see this one on my radars at all. Let's go to the 5-minute chart, see how that one looked. How could we have traded this at all? I mean, honestly, maybe pop into today's VWAP. That pop into today's VWAP was also a pop exactly into yesterday's low, and we rejected that yesterday's low beautifully. So that's pretty sad to miss that, I guess. So Celsius over here, clear weakness. I think this could possibly give you a day 2 opportunity. Adding this one on the watch list without a doubt. CELH, looking for a pop into somewhere around today's VWAP, around $36. Show me some weakness around $36 to get short into and right back to the downside. Right back to the downside around 32 or even more. Big volume spike today, ladies and gentlemen. Big volume spike. That's 36. Yeah, basically 36 to 36.50. Give me a nice pop and show me a rejection around this area. Celsius, thank you for whoever called this one out on the watch list. Texo overbought and was V-shaped recovery and should test the lows once again. Yeah, looks like we are headed for the most part into the August lows. So most stocks have been going right back. Let's see if the SPY at least pulls back to the August lows anchor VWAP. The SPY and the QQQs have not yet pulled back to the August lows, but the Qs actually have pulled back to the August low anchored VWAP. So let's see if the SPY pulls back to that beautiful magical number that I'm expecting it to go on the failure to hold above 549, on the failure to hold above 548.88. Tomorrow, Free Fall Friday could open up on that opportunity. So let's see, ladies and gentlemen, let's see it. Let's see it. But that's all she wrote. I don't really have much else to talk about. I could show you the economic calendar, which is what we will do. We'll show you the economic calendar here. We did have Jolt's number, which, you know, scared the market quite a bit. It came completely against the forecast, so that scared the market. But surprisingly enough, the market actually found some buying after that. So it's always the reaction that's way more important, not the initial move, right? The initial move is algos, whatever, but the reaction off that move was still somewhat mild. Didn't really care. It was like nonchalant, was like meh. So you know, that really didn't open up the panic on the market, because if that reaction was a little bit more, whoa, holy shit, what the hell happened, and everyone started just dumping off of that reaction, that would have changed out a big move today itself that I would have loved to see. But boy, oh boy, I'm much happier that I didn't get that move today because I kind of wasn't ready for it. But now I'm ready for it tomorrow, and I'm gonna smack that opportunity tomorrow. Smack that all on the floor. Smack that. Give me some more. Smack that. Oh. All right, let's see if we can get that bad boy. 8:15. We got non-pharma employment. We got continuous jobless. We got initial jobless. We got okay, that's just 8:30. 8:30. We got a bunch of numbers. 9:45, we got S&P PMI, we got ISM manufacturing, we got, oh, that's 10 o'clock. Okay, so I mean, you guys get the idea. We got a bunch of events throughout the day tomorrow. It's one of the busiest economic calendars, and we got all of it almost right before 11 o'clock. So keep an eye out to see how the market reacts to all of these numbers. Yeah, possibly even, you know, makes sense to get ready to make a decision off of 8:30, off of these initial jobless claims, and then maybe not a full decision, because then you also have these 10 o'clock numbers that could completely change the direction on the market over here too. So all kinds of craziness could happen tomorrow. We've seen how today's number scared the market quite a bit. Where is it? Where is the JOLTS number? There you go. So came quite a bit lower than the forecast. Forecast was 8 million. They came in at 7.673. So if any of these numbers kind of scare the market, or you know, the economy not actually doing as well as we thought it should do, then you're gonna start seeing these numbers start to sway a little bit. This is the prediction rate. Look at that, already swaying. Last night we saw it at 62% that we're going to get up 0.25 beeps. Now it's only 55%, which is actually a better thing, because that means this gives the 0.5 beeps rate cut a higher probability. So now we're getting 0.5 beeps at a higher rate cut probability, and we'll obviously see if some of these economic events tomorrow that are pouring throughout the day, starting at 8:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock, how do these numbers move the market? How do the market predict the September 18th FOMC will go? I think we also have CPI coming out very soon. I'm not sure when exactly CPI is. That Friday? Friday. No, not Friday, right? But Friday is also one of the important calendars. Is CPI next week? Yeah, CPI next week, right before FOMC week. So watching how we go into the CPI week. Obviously tomorrow, busy calendar. Keep an eye on that. Quickly go take a look at the IPO calendar. Don't think we see anything. I don't see anything. And that is that. That is all she wrote. That is all she wrote. Unless you guys have anything specific you want me to talk about, that is pretty much all I got to talk about today. If you enjoyed what we streamed, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. How do I post the link on stonks.com, Olivier? Do I just post it? Hey, I posted it. Okay. And can I tag it somehow? No, I can't. Anyways, I can post that link. Go check out my Linktree page. At the top of the page, here's my all my social media. Here's my affiliate sponsors: Trade Ideas, Trade Sync. Use code PRAT15 to get 15% off. Benzinga, you guys see me using Benzinga every single day to read earnings reports to you guys. Not only is it earnings reports, they also have amazing tools where you can take a look at exactly scanners, so stocks moving based on your specific criteria, or you can use criteria that they have already pre-built for you. So you can use scanners, signals, movers, you can create watch lists and all kinds of fun stuff, or you can use their pre-created stuff, or you can just simply use it for what we do over here after hours, which is reading the stock earnings and so on. Tomorrow we will be streaming bright and early. We are actually going to be reading, we're actually going to be trading from home. So I'm going to be streaming from home tomorrow. So make sure you tune in on stonks.com. I'm not going to be streaming on YouTube. I'm going to be streaming on stonks.com in the morning. That's where all my morning streams are. But usually my stonks.com morning streamers are, streams are no voice, no, no mic, nothing, because I'm actually streaming from work, right? So it's just pure charting, no voice, nothing. But tomorrow you actually get to see my voice, you get to see me talk a little bit. So make sure you tune into that. Add stonks to your link tree. I haven't updated this in so long. I apologize. I do need to add it to the link tree over here. But what's up, Stonky Ollie? How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Hopefully you had a great day today. Markets were very fun. I enjoyed the markets quite a bit. So guys, on the YouTube side, if you only watch me on YouTube and you want to catch me day trading also, tune into my streams on stonks.com. We're going to have a lot of fun over there tomorrow morning. Also tomorrow evening, I believe I will be hosting the game show, and also I will be going on the game show on stonks.com. We're going to have a lot of fun over there. That's going to be my first appearance on there. And also I'm going to try and get you guys some raffle money and some raffle prizes if I actually host the game show afterwards. I need to see if I need to go get my legs scanned and whatnot. So that all needs to come into plan too. So I will plan all of that, and I'll come back and let you guys know. But make sure you tune in tomorrow. All kinds of fun stuff throughout the day. We're gonna start stream around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm gonna make some Maggi noodles first thing in the morning, and then we're gonna go live. Maggi noodles, go live, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So join me on stonks.com. That's gonna be the end for tonight. Time to roll in the outro. I know it is a long night over here. Where's the outro? Hello? I know it's been a long night. I know it takes you guys could much rather spend time with your friends and family, so it means a lot to me that you watch your boy TraderPrad. Hit that like if you like the episode. If you want me to know how I could improve the episode next time, slide into my DMs. You guys know exactly where I am. I'll see you guys until then. Tomorrow will be the final stream of the week. Good luck tomorrow on the markets. Let's roll these dice, but do it so with proper risk management. Roll the dice with proper risk management, not like an absolute moron, okay? Roll the dice with risk management, and let's try to keep making these winning streaks longer. Get these winning streaks longer, okay? TraderPrad out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace. Good night. Shout out to Dieter for the beats. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here. Back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.